Get ready for Kamala Harris to take the president's seat. You will see a woman be the leader. And I know a lot of Trumpies out here that want to believe that he didn't rig the election.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. And look, I know a lot of the Democrats are getting really excited about this possible, voter fraud or whatever is being investigated. Regardless of how any of that turns out, none of those scenarios equate to Kamala Harris stepping into the Oval Office. That is not a thing. Will not happen. The only way Kamala Harris gets into the Oval Office is to run for president and win. But even in the wildest of scenarios where, let's say they find a whole bunch of proof that the election was rigged. Let's say all of that happens exactly how the Democrats want it to happen. That doesn't mean Kamala Harris gets the White House. It's not what it means. And if you think that's what it means, you're badly mistaken. And even in the craziest scenarios, I'm telling you right now, if somehow, but some 1 in 100 million chance that Donald Trump was removed from office because of something that happened with that election, the most likely scenario is that the Speaker of the House becomes the president. And considering that likely wouldn't happen until after the midterms, we don't even know who that would be. Could be Mike Johnson, could be Hakeem Jeffries. We don't know. It depends on what happens in the midterms, because I can promise you one thing. This isn't going to be done before then. We don't do anything that fast in this country. And people will say, oh, well, if this happens and this happens and then this happens and this happens. Listen, I don't care what happens. They are never going to make that decision. They're probably the craziest scenario where he gets removed. They likely just go back to line of succession. I cannot imagine them setting a new precedent and handing an office to a person that didn't win the election, even if the election wasn't fair. Honestly, I can't imagine them removing Donald Trump, if we're being completely honest. But even in the crazy scenario where that happened, that does not mean Kamala Harris gets that spot. It's not what it means at all. And I know there's a ton of what ifs. Heck, even something as crazy as holding another election could happen. If that happens, we still go back to her having to run again and winning an election. Do you understand? There's no scenario where she's gifted the office, even if it was stolen from her. It's not going to happen. Even if there is some wrinkle or there's something in the law that could potentially make it happen, even if that thing exists, it's not going to happen. Thanks.